Jehovah Elohim, is he God or Satan? This is part 6 of these teachings and analysis of the Bible, where we verify God, we assess God, God of the Bible, God of the Christians, God of Israel. What are we assessing him for? We want to find out whether this God of Israel, this Christian God, is God the Father of all creation, the all in all, the head creator. In last week, part 5, we assessed this God based on qualities of love, qualities of forgiveness, mercy, and compassion. And what was the result? He failed miserably. And some of the examples that we looked at was in Genesis, the Garden of Eden, where this God failed to forgive Adam and Eve their first sin, but punished them. And did not only punish them, but punished their children. And did not only punish their children, but punished their children's children, and all their generations up to date. This God also, for the same offense of Adam, cursed the entire earth up to date. So this God is full of curses, cursing innocent people and generation yet unborn. So how can we say that this God who is full of curses, cursing the offender and all innocent people and the generation of the offender, is God of love? Where is love in curses? And even if somebody offends you and you are cursing him, that's one thing. But cursing the children of the offender is another. And cursing the grandchildren of the offender is another level. And cursing the entire earth and the entire generation of the offender is also another level of evil altogether. And we saw in 1 Chronicles chapter 21 how this God of Israel went on killing rampage, killing an estimated amount of 200,000 people. And what was the offense of these people? Nothing. They were innocent people. But this God got angry with David. He said David has offended him. And what was the offense of David? Not trusting him. So you can imagine somebody passing through towns, villages, and cities, destroying hundreds of thousands of people, men, women, and children being killed and destroyed for the offense of somebody not trusting him. Can you just imagine that? What kind of craziness is this? A God who claimed to be the creator of all the universe take an offense in somebody not trusting him. Just one person not trusting him. One person not trusting this God goes on killing rampage, killing innocent men, women, and children, just for the offense of not trusting him. And the people he was killing were not those who failed to trust him. Somebody somewhere. Can you imagine that? So where is love in this God? Where is love in this God? There are a lot of things. I don't want to repeat the old video. So if you want to understand that video, you can check my YouTube channel, 1Power, and watch the whole video there. On TikTok, I posted the highlight, but on YouTube, the full video is there for you to watch. Today, we are assessing him based on another area. We are looking at the assisting spirit, the spirit that assists this Jehovah Elohim. Christian God, God of the Bible, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Israel, what spirit assists him? The Christians will say Holy Spirit. But let's go into the Bible and find out. Let's go straight into the heavens, into the throne of God, and find out what are the spirits that works with this Jehovah. What are the assisting spirits? Because most demons, the chief demons that we know about, they have legends of lesser demons who assist them in carrying out their duties. Other gods that we know also have spirit and lesser gods that assist them in carrying out their duties. Our chiefs and kings also have subordinates and elders and servants that help them to perform their duties. So let's assess this Jehovah, the spirit that assists this Jehovah in performance of his duties. So without wasting much time, let's go into the Bible and find out. Let's read from 1 Samuel chapter 18 verse 10. And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David prayed with his hand as at other times. And there was javelin in Saul's hand. And Saul cast the javelin, for he said, I will smite David even to the wall with it. And David avoided out of his presence twice. David was playing music to entertain the king. And according to this Bible, an evil spirit from God, an evil spirit from the God of the Bible, an evil spirit from the Christian God came upon Saul, and Saul became insane, out of his senses. Therefore, he became aggressive, and there was a javelin in his hand, a spear in his hand. So he decided to destroy David with the spear. He threw the javelin, David dodged the javelin, and the javelin hit the wall, and David escaped from death. Christians will tell you that their God uses only Holy Spirit, which cast out evil spirit. But here is the Bible in 1 Samuel chapter 18 verse 10 and 11 telling us that an evil spirit from God came and possessed Saul and made him an insane person. So this is evidence that this God of the Bible uses evil spirits. I'm not the one saying it, Mr. Christian. Don't accuse me. This Bible is the book that is written to sell this God to the world. And according to the claims of this book and Christians and pastors, this is a book either written by God, edited by God, or approved by God. Whatever it is, every content in this book is approved by this God. So this God has approved this content that he, God, sent an evil spirit to possess the king of Israel, King Saul. And this thing happened twice. And let's look at the second time when it happened. Let's look at the same book, 1 Samuel chapter 19, verse 9 and 10. And the evil spirit from the Lord was upon Saul, and he sat in his house with his javelin in his hand. And David prayed with his hand. And Saul sought to smite David even to the wall with the javelin. But he slipped away out of Saul's presence, and he smote the javelin into the wall. And David fled and escaped that night. So the second time it happened is in the same book of 1 Samuel chapter 19, verse 9 and 10, that the spirit of craziness, spirit of madness came from this God, Jehovah Elohim, God of Israel, to possess Saul again, and he attempted killing David. And the reason why David was always there when the spirit possessed him was this. If you read the whole story, you will see that when the spirit possesses him and he gets into his craziness, they will go and bring David to come and play harps, music to entertain him, because they realize that when David plays the music and sings the music, it calms him down. So whenever the spirit of God, the spirit of other demon of madness or whatever comes from this Jehovah to possess the king, they will call David to come and entertain the king and calm his nerves down with his music. And that is why it happened twice that he attempted killing David, who was brought to play music to calm down the insanity. This is the God that created heaven and earth. This is the God that is telling us to fight evil spirits. That's the God that is telling us to cast out evil spirits. And this God is using evil spirit to possess people. This is evidence that this God have demons around his throne, and he sends them to possess people and make them mad. I'm not the one saying it. Go and read your own Bible written to you by this God. And this God have approved this text that he sends evil spirit. And what is evil spirit? The evil spirit that make people mad, that make people go mad, are mostly demons. And this God possesses them. They helped him to carry out his work, to possess people and make them mad. So you, the one who thinks that, oh, the Christian God is only using Holy Spirit, go and read this text. 1 Samuel chapter 18 and 19. You will understand. Do not accuse me. I'm not the one who wrote this text. I'm only reading it to you that your God sends evil spirit, demonic spirit to possess people and make them insane. And this was no lesser person than the king of Israel. And Israel was the only country serving this God. This is the nation of this God. And if this God can send evil spirit and demons to possess the king of his own nation, what will he not do to ordinary people? Let's go to 1 King chapter 22. I will not read the entire story, but I will narrate it and read only few portions. King Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, visited his friend King Ahab, the king of Israel. And when they were chatting, the king of Israel told king of Judah, Jehoshaphat, that he want to go to war against Syria for the land of Ramoth Gilead. He said the land of Ramoth Gilead belongs to Israel, but it is now in possession of Syria. So he want to go to war against Syria and take over that land. And he asked King Jehoshaphat to help him in that war. And King Jehoshaphat said, okay, I am at your back. But let's inquire from the Lord. So the king of Israel, King Ahab, called his prophets, 400 of them. He called 400 prophets and inquired of them, saying, I want to go to war against Ramoth Gilead and take it over from Syria. Should I go or not? And all the 400 prophets said he should go. Let's read that one from the Bible. 1 Kings chapter 22 verse 6. And I read, Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men, and said unto them, Shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? And they said, Go up, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. The prophet of Israel, 400 of them, all said, Go, for the Lord, the God of Israel, will deliver that land into your hand. He will deliver the Syrians into your hand, and you are going to defeat them in battle and take over the land of Ramoth Gilead. But King Jehoshaphat was not satisfied. Maybe he was having some instinct that tells him that no, something is not right. So he asked King Ahab, king of Israel, that, Is this all the prophet that you have? And the king said, but it's left with only one. But as for him, I just don't like him. He doesn't prophesy anything good about me. If you bring him here, he's just going to mess things up. But King Jehoshaphat insisted that he should bring that prophet. The prophet was called Prophet Micaiah. So the king was forced by his friend Jehoshaphat to go and look for Micaiah and bring him. So they went for Micaiah. And the one who went and called Prophet Micaiah said to him on the way, when they were coming, he told the prophet that all the other 400 prophets have prophesied that the king is going to win. So if you go, do accordingly. Prophesy the same way, because all of them have already prophesied that the king is going to win. But Prophet Micaiah said he will not prophesy anything unless what God tells him. So when Micaiah arrived, the king asked him that, I'm going to battle against Ramoth Gilead. What sayest thou? Let's read what the prophet said in 1 Kings chapter 22 verse 17. And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, These have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, Did I not tell thee that he will not prophesy no... Let me read it again. He said, And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, Did I not tell thee that he will prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? So the King Ahab was telling Jehoshaphat that I've already told you that this man, this prophet, I don't like him. Hear him. All the 400 prophets are saying I'm going to win, and he alone is saying that I'm going to die in battle. Look at this. Didn't I tell you that when he comes here, he's not going to prophesy anything good? That's why I don't like him. But this prophet began to tell them what has actually transpired, what had actually taken place in the spirit realm around the throne of this God of Israel. He revealed some secrets to them, what has happened before. And let's hear what he revealed. He said that, and let's read verse 20. 1 King chapter 22 verse 20. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also. Go forth and do it. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee. This is what Micaiah the prophet is saying. Let's read verse 23 again. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee. He said, the Lord God, the God of Israel, hath sent lying spirit into all the 400 prophets before the throne of King Ahab. Lying spirit. So let's look at it again. This God want to kill King Ahab. This God wanted to kill the king, King Ahab, king of Israel. This God wanted him dead. So he hatched a plan to let him die in the battlefield. So he was asking the spirit around him that who will do it. And one of them said, I will go and persuade him to go to the battle, that we will send lion spirit into the mouth of all his prophets. And there were 400 prophets, which means that this God was able to get 400 lion spirit to go and possess 400 prophets to prophesy lies, so that they will persuade the king to go to war, relying on false prophecies. Can you imagine that? This God wants to fool the king with false prophecies, so that he will rely on the false prophecies and go to war against Syria, so that he will go and die during the war. This was the plan of this God, an evil plan of this God, to create war so that the king would die. Now the question is, if you want to kill the king, why not just kill him alone? Why do you want to create war for many people to die before that one person you want to kill will die? Why? Maybe he is not capable of killing the king. No, maybe he was not capable of killing him. So let's create a war so that he will die in the war. Or maybe he just fancy war. Whatever it is, this was the decision this God made. And if you read verse 34 up to 37, you see that the king was actually deceived by these prophets and went to the war. When he was going to the war, he rather instructed his soldiers to imprison the true prophet. So it was one prophet against 400 prophets. And that true prophet was imprisoned. The king said, go to prison, I will go to war. When I come back, I will deal with you. And the prophet said, if you come back, then God, the creator, have not sent me. So what do you learn from this story? This God, Jehovah Elohim, uses lion spirit, 400 of them. That is at least 400 lion spirit around his throne, who could go out and possess prophets to prophesy lies anywhere he wants. We saw in 1 Samuel, he using evil spirit to possess people and make them insane. And here we are seeing from 1 Kings chapter 22 that he sends out lion spirit to possess prophet to prophesy lies. Is he still doing it today? You can answer that question for yourself. Because he said, I am the Lord and I change not. He said he does not change. So if he was doing it then and does not change, is he doing it today? Those calling themselves prophet of this God, are they prophesying the truth? With what spirits are they prophesying? From this, we can realize that yes, when people are prophesying, they can be prophesying with lying spirit from this God. So it is not every prophecy that comes from Holy Spirit. Some prophecies comes from a lying spirit, and those lying spirit comes from the throne of this God of the Christians. So now let's ask another question. Why is it that Micaiah was not possessed by this lying spirit? I don't know. I can only assume that he was a true prophet of God the Creator himself and not a prophet of God of Israel. So since he was a true prophet of God the Creator, there was no way an evil spirit from an evil God of Israel can possess him and prophesy lies through him. But the other prophets were prophets of God of Israel, whilst Micaiah was a prophet of the true God, the true creator. So the prophet of an evil being, the lying spirit of an evil being cannot possess Micaiah. So Micaiah was prophesying from the true God, while the other four were prophesying from a lying spirit of Jehovah. And that's why I keep telling people that you have to learn or unlearn to separate God the Creator from a deity of Israel called Jehovah Elohim. And I'm not just saying it from the text. Personally, I know prophet, and any true prophet will tell you that this Jehovah Elohim is not God the Creator. So the question is, if somebody will ask, how come all the other prophets don't know? I have already shown you why they don't know. Why the other prophets don't know? Because all these prophets in churches are prophesying with the spirit of Jehovah. So how can you be prophesying with the spirit of this God, and the spirit of this God will reveal to you that this God is fake? It's not possible. You can't be prophesying with the spirit of Jehovah, and the spirit of Jehovah will reveal to you that Jehovah is fake and it's not God the Creator. All these 400 people who were prophesying, they didn't know that they were prophesying lies. They didn't know. They thought they were prophesying truth because the spirit of Jehovah was speaking through them, and they were prophesying lies without knowing. So be careful who is prophesying to you. All these prophets in churches are prophesying with the spirit of this God. And we have seen clearly here that this God possesses hundreds of lying spirits which he can spread around to prophesy lies in churches everywhere. So be careful who is prophesying to you. And so some Christians think that if somebody prophesies and the prophecy comes to pass, it means he's a true prophet. No, no, capital no. Prophesying and prophecy coming to pass is not even a sign that he is a true prophet. I repeat it again, because there are a lot of demons that prophesy. Yes, the demons of Solomon prophesies. Read the lesser key of Solomon. You will see a list of 72 demons, and majority of them prophesies. These demons prophesy. They carry out divinations and prophesies, and it comes to pass. These demons are able to reveal secrets in the past, present, and future. Demons are able to prophesy. Other lesser gods are able to prophesy it will come to pass. Some prophets are using other spirits, and the true prophets who prophesy from the creator of this world, those who can speak to the creator himself, are only few people. And even they will not even speak in public, because when they speak in public, they will be ridiculed. People will accuse them. People will fight them. So they will not even prophesy. They will just keep quiet. But they know the truth, that these people are lying. But they will keep quiet. Why? Because if you go and say it, they will beat you. Even as I'm saying this right now, you will see somebody coming to attack me. Because they don't want the truth, even though it is written clearly in this Bible that this God sent lion spirit to possess all the prophets of Israel, 400 of them, to prophesy lies in order to deceive the king to go and die. And they actually succeeded in deceiving the king with false prophecies to go and die in the battlefield. Yet the Christian will not see this. He will refuse to see it, because they are trained to defend their doctrine at all costs. So it doesn't matter what you are reading to them in the Bible. They won't even see it. They won't even hear it. They won't mind you. So this is not even for the Christians. It's for those who are sensible enough to use their mind to think and analyze things from the Bible. If you are an ardent Christian who will defend your God at all costs, who will defend your faith at all costs, I don't care about you. I do not defend my faith. My faith should defend me. And if my faith can't defend me, I don't need it. I don't defend any faith. If that faith can't defend me, I don't need it. Many people find it difficult to face the truth. They've been programmed to reject the truth, but accept only the indoctrination. They are indoctrinated to reject the truth no matter what. Though these religious people claim to be truth seekers, but they are not. They are those who even hate the truth the more. Even when you are reading their own book to them, they think you are a devil for reading this to them. Right now, a Christian listening to me will say, oh, this guy is a devil. Why am I a devil? Because I'm reading from the Bible to them how their God is using evil spirit. I'm reading from the Bible to them how their God possesses lion spirit around his throne. So because I'm reading the Bible to them, and they are not comfortable with what is written in their own book, they call you devil. So they are not seeking truth. They've just been programmed and indoctrinated. Programming and indoctrination. So he's like a robot. He can't think. He can't analyze things with his own mind. Religion has made him a robot to defend the doctrines of that religion. So anything that does not conform with the doctrines and his programming, he's automatically like a robot programmed to reject it. So they can't face the truth. They can't analyze anything. So I don't care about those people. But there are people who are coming back to their senses And they are saying, no, wait a minute. Let me read this thing again. Let him forget about the programming. Let him forget about the indoctrination and read this Bible again. Let me ask myself simple questions. This God that they are introducing to me, this God that they are introducing to me, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Israel, is he God the creator or not? And I can tell you, I've spoken to a number of Christians about it, and they can't even think in that way. They can't even understand that way. You see, it's not, their mind can't just think about it. Because when you are talking to them, it's like you are talking to a robot. Their mind just can't think. Most Christians are like that. They can't even reassess and see, oh, because this earth and this civilization has been in existence thousands of years before the Bible came. Civilization has been in existence, and we humans have been in existence on this earth for thousands of years before the Quran came. The Quran is just about 2,000 years old. The Bible is a little bit older, maybe about 3,000 years old. But this earth and human beings have existed on this earth for hundreds of thousands of years. So can we just sit down and think that is this book that is coming to show human beings God? Didn't we know God before these books came? And if this book has come introducing Jehovah Elohim as God, can't we verify? Can't we assess and look at the character and behavior of this Jehovah Elohim and ask ourselves, is he God the creator? Because it is just a claim somebody is making. Jehovah Elohim, God of Israel, being God the creator, is just a mere claim. Mere claim, nothing else to support it. But because people have been indoctrinated to believe that this God is God the creator, and that belief has entered into their system, it has entered and mixed with your blood. So now you can't separate it. Leave them alone. I'm not talking to you people, but I'm talking to those who are coming back to their senses to think that can somebody just present any demon to us with a book and tell us that this is God, this is his book, and this is the book of this God, and he is the creator of this world, and I will just accept it and believe that yes, this demon is God. Any demon can come with any book and come and convince us by performing some miracles. And I can tell you, demons perform a lot of miracles. You can just perform some miracles and tell us, oh, I'm God, and then we just accept it and believe it that he is God. Look at such a wicked God of Israel, such a wicked God who kills human beings without remorse, who destroys life without even thinking. And yet the pastors will believe that this is God the creator who created everything. Yet this God is the most wicked God ever lived on this earth. The most wicked thing you can ever think of. God of Christians is the most wicked thing that you can ever think of. And the Christians condone this wickedness. They condone this wickedness of their God without thinking. If you tell them, they'll say, oh, he is God, he can do anything. So any demon can go on rampage and tell you that he is God and start killing people, and you accept it. Oh, because he is God, he can kill people as much as he wants. Can you just believe that? And yet this is what the Christians are thinking. This because they've been programmed. They are like robots. Accept any wrong thing. If there is a God there making laws for you not to use evil spirit, if there's a God there telling you that all liars will go to hell, and this God, when you read from his own book, his own marketing book, the book that is actually selling this God, the Bible, and you see in that book that this God is actually using lion spirit, and he has at least 400 lion spirit around his throne. He has spirit of insanity, demons of insanity, which he's using to possess people and make them insane. And you see this God killing people at will, killing people just for the fun of it. And yet you can't sit back and re-examine yourself and see, is this God? Is he God? If it were a human being and somebody comes to you and tells you that I am the Inspector General of Police and started behaving unlike the Inspector General of Police, we human beings will quickly investigate and find out whether this person claiming to be Inspector General of Police is actually the Inspector General of Police or not. But when they come to Jehovah Elohim, Christians just don't want to think about it at all. He is God, that's all. Who told you he is God? It's his own claim. His own claim, nothing else. So to conclude this matter, I'm asking this question. Is he even a force of light in the first place? Because we have forces of darkness, we have forces of light. And we know forces of darkness do good, forces of light do bad things. But this Jehovah Elohim, is he even a force of light? Let alone talk about whether he's God or not. Is he even a force of light? If he's a force of light, why is he using evil spirit and lying spirit and prophesying lies through people and deceiving people to die? That's the question you should ask. And the question is, how can we, or how can I be sure today that his prophet, the prophet in churches, the bishops who are prophesying in churches, they are not prophesying with this same lying spirit? That's the question you should ask yourself. I will end here and come to you with part 7. In part 7, we will go even deeper into the character and behavior of this God. We are looking in part 7, we are going to look at the atrocities committed by this God, the wickedness of this God, the killing, the murder of this God. We are going to look at it in part 7. Subscribe to my channel so that you will get the notification when part 7 is released. Until then, stay blessed.